Before this video starts, what I want to talk about is this button in the top left in the opening menu. This is the remnants of a login system I was testing out. This is probably coming as soon as I get a response from itch.io. On with the main contents of the video. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Fro680R, and this is the official tutorial for the Milk the Cow level creator. So when you click on this, son name credit, pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to do DD, clear all, clears the fields. This font size, you could change the font size of the text at the top of the pause menu. What this is if I go to the first level, you can see level 1. That's this text up here that my mouse is circling around right now. So DD, let's say there's a lot of text that was going off screen, you can change the font size to make it not go off screen. Continue, it brings up this screen with half the time to hit the son that you want to use and the font size of what I call the text on the path. I call this square the path. So let's say again, you had a lot of text, you can decrease the size. Now the son, again, you can change the son. Like I said, you have access to all files in the Milk the Cow audio. So I click continue, and this is the main interface of the level. If I press escape, you can see the level name appear. So what this is kind of think of it like Blender's animation interface or Unity's animation interface. What these are, these objects, these diamond objects, there's something called frames. They have two pieces of information. What udder they're on, what's their frame number, which divided by 30 is basically the second they're on. How Milk the Cow works is it's locked to 30 frames per second. Every frame, something called the game manager, increments a number called the frame number by 1. Using this frame number, the udders calculate when they should inflate, and in combination with that half of time to hit number that I showed you earlier, when you can click the udder to gain score. So if I go back to testing, you can see that this udder inflates to the 1 second, and it closes on the 1 second. This one closes on the second, this one closes on the third, this one closes on the fourth. You can drag these around and make all sorts of wonky patterns and stuff. Now, how you add more of these is you click this create frame button. It adds it in something called the frame holder. If you drag one back, you can also drag it back into the frame holder. So let's say I drag it here. You can see this one will inflate twice. Once on the second, once on the fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And you can span this a bunch. Now, if you'll notice, and when you double click it, it opens something called the frame pool. You can drag in frames in here to remember patterns that you had. Let's say I like this double pattern here. Bam, bam. Now it's out of the game. It won't be tested. So if I go back to testing, you can see this. This won't refresh, by the way, until you click something. You can see the only 2 frames in here. They're the only guys that counted. Let's say now I can drag them back in. And by the way, the bottom left number is their udder affiliation and their frame number before you drag them into the frame pool. And when you drag a newly created frame in, well, that's not newly created anymore. It's 0, 0, by the way. And that's basically the frame pool. So in the main interface, you can use this slider to zoom in, and you'll notice that you can only put a frame every 30th second. Like I said, that's because Milk the Cow is locked to 30 frames per second. Using this thing up here, you can also do it differently if you'd like. So I'll go like 20. And if you don't like the slider, this thing can never be nothing, so just keep that in mind. So when you click exit game, you'll notice that it creates it in your custom levels up here in the collections. Collections is actually just the default levels. So custom levels, if you go into here, you can edit it and you can see all the information over here. If I change it, reset, bam, you can do that with all the fields here. It'll save any changes you made. Just ignore this over here. And then what you can do is you can click export. Now delete deletes it. There's a confirmation first. Exit just exits out of the menu, because otherwise let's say click here, it doesn't allow you to drag or anything, but once you click somewhere else it disappears. So imported levels, what you can now do is you can click this load level button, and in Windows at least it's C users Hardery app data local Scribble Studios Milk the Cow. On Mac OS it's this right here, either this folder or this folder or this folder. It's probably going to be the first one because I have a newer version of Unity. So what you can then do is you can import the level, double click it, and then 1, go, and then you can see it plays your level out for you. With the song as well, I just have turned off my audio so it isn't distracting for you guys. There's also one thing I recommend doing. This is more of a pro tip. If you're on Windows, the first time you do this, open with Notepad. Now, once you do that, immediately close it, because if you change anything, it will corrupt the level. That basically what happens if you don't do that. It has the default file symbol, and it goes .milk the cow for every milk the cow level for every single one of these, and it looks very cluttered. If you just open with Notepad, it gets rid of it, and it's over here in the type anyway, so it's completely fine. Now, the great thing about these levels is they're all about 1 kilobyte big, so they don't take a lot of room. And that's the level creator for Milk the Cow. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next Milk the Cow update, hopefully, or even something sooner.